Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, we welcome you in. Today's new drug is the band back together, at least for a few days.
Yeah.
I'm off to Orlando, Tampa next week, but we got 2 or 3 days. Good to have you back. Good to be back.
Yeah.
All
great
kind
to
of
see you
backs in there.
guys.
JJ LaSelva in there with the Hurricanes hat on. So good to have you back. It'll
Yeah,
be fun.
thanks
We'll
so much.
We'll see if we can remember how to do this together.
Well,
So,
yeah. We usually
Yeah.
it's like riding a bike, right?
Yeah,
Usually
yeah.
we get picked up right where we left
That's
off,
right.
6
Yeah.
weeks ago.
There is some breaking news though, and I'm here to break it for you. So
What you got?
Well, listen, I try to make the show work systematically, even when we're not all here. So you weren't here yesterday.
That's right.
So what happened was we couldn't do the Loser Monday for the Home Run Derby. So what I did, but I think we need to serve the listeners.
Yeah.
So I picked for all of us.
Okay. Did
Yeah,
I get Roberto
I
Alomar
did,
and Bob Horner?
And I picked for all of us. So please don't steal my shtick. So I am okay. And I thought what I would do is it'd be fair. So it turns out I picked Jordan Walker for me.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean it's funny it's funny how it turns out.
Yeah.
I hinted. Yeah. So
Well, let me put the headphones down. And I'll go to
'cause
Bonos.
JJ, for you, I picked Acuna. And Hayes, unfortunately for you, I picked Dale Murphy. And,
Hey,
and neither of
I
you
love
guys
Dale
did well.
Murphy.
And neither of you guys
then
did
we
well.
don't know who
Yeah.
lost, actually.
Yeah.
They both tied for last.
So y'all can go together is
Yeah.
what you'll do. So anyway,
You
please,
get 2 meals.
yeah, that would have been funny if you hadn't stolen my shtick. Hey, so thank you for that anyway, for crying out loud. I planned that all day today. Now I got to deal with that. So there is that. So all right, a lot of fun stuff to talk about there. I didn't watch it all, JJ. I didn't even turn it on.
No, I'm actually watching Widow's Bay
Oh,
with
isn't
my
that good?
wife. It
Yeah.
is fantastic.
Oh, it's so
What is
good.
it? I don't know
I'm
what it is.
so
And it's
glad you started that.
hilarious,
Oh, it's
too.
great.
It's like a mystery comedy
It's on Apple.
horror.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a show. It's like 10 episodes, but we are locked in. So
Okay.
I did
It
not
got
watch
nominated for 19 Emmys.
Did it?
So, and
Okay.
they've renewed it for a second season, which is
See,
great.
Frank, I get on the things
Yeah,
that are
yeah,
like
yeah.
everyone's already seen them. at
right,
this
right,
Well,
point.
yeah.
it's still pretty new. I
Yeah,
mean, it's only
yeah.
been out. Like the finale just came out a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
It is
It is really, really
fantastic.
good.
Yeah.
So but I didn't watch it. Did you watch it all?
No,
I
In
thought
fact,
I
we
thought
were
I would turn it
actually-
on.
We actually turned it to Netflix, not for the Derby,
Right.
But just we were looking for something to watch. Turn on Netflix. I see the Home Run Derby is going on, and we went to some true crime thing from 3 years ago and
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah,
But-
so-
I know what we watched. We watched. So Netflix has this documentary on this shipwreck that happened in like 2006, where this captain on a cruise liner wanted to like signal his friends on the island, and so he drifts too far and hits rocks, and so the ship like capsizes. Cruise ship.
Wow.
It is awesome. It just came out. So when you go to like Netflix's top whatever 10 or whatever, it'll be there. It's called like Shipwrecked Nightmare at Sea or something. Really good
I
documentary.
remember when it happened.
But I may never
See,
go on
I
another.
forgot that it even.
I may never
occurred.
go on another cruise.
the
now
guy
because
got
of
in
that.
a lot of trouble.
He got 16 years.
Yeah.
It
Wow.
was
Italian guy.
It was one of these things that should have never happened,
Wow.
and just arrogance of the captain.
Wow.
And it was I mean, some of the survival stories that you hear in this thing are.
Wow.
So anyway, I'm sorry to take, but
No,
So I
take that.
saw the Derby was on Netflix, and we watched Netflix, but we watched something else on Netflix.
Take that Poseidon adventure.
Yeah.
That's really bad. Golly. So, but no, I was at one of our CCBL games, one of our walk-off team CCBL games, and I thought I would wind up watching it. I had no interest to turn it on. In fact, Suzanne and I were watching something later in the night. I just said, I guess I ought to check my phone to see who won. And maybe I'm a bad. I made the point yesterday in the program, Hayes, that people that are is more diehard baseball guys like JJ and me probably are less likely to watch it because it feels a little gimmicky. But I've always taken a peek, and apparently there was great drama.
I was about to say, I heard it was really good.
It was really. They said it's one of the best derbies ever.
And I love that the Philly fans were because usually,
right.
everyone's just cheering for everything. But
Right.
the fact that the Philly fans were going against the people against
They
the Phillies
booed
players
everybody. They
is
booed Ben Rice. They
fantastic.
booed Walker. And apparently, if you saw, I watched the highlights like everybody did. The look on Schwarber's face when Walker hit the home run to win, it was going to go into
because
extra.
he had to hit like 6 in a
Yeah,
row.
yeah,
right?
and then the last one, he hit the last one, or they would have gone into.
He had one ball left.
Yeah, and the look on Schwarber's face was phenomenal.
I haven't seen
It
that.
wasn't like usually, if you watch the award shows and somebody wins, the other 5 nominees all smile and clap, and they're faking it because
They
they're
sure
pissed.
are.
But
Right.
but they all smile. He was pissed.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow, I love that.
The look on his face was, he said, "You got to be kidding me."
I heard they were also booing the kids who drop fly balls.
That's awesome. Philly fans are awesome.
I love Philly, man.
Boo the kids that drop the ball. That is phenomenal. So, but anyway, I did not watch. I will watch the All-Star game tonight, though.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit of that coming up.
Now, is that on a regular channel or is?
Yeah, that's
okay.
that's on Fox. Yeah. So, but we'll certainly talk about that coming up a little. We'll talk some Jaguars off season. You and I will get into that. I do want to talk about a point that Jordan Walker made about blacks in baseball.
I saw that too. It was really cool with walk off.
It certainly connects. It connects with me.
Yeah.
And I thought it was an interesting. You saw the numbers. You've known the numbers,
right?
Because you're very involved with walk off. So we'll sort of talk about that. So we'll get to that. I'll make the point to you that I made yesterday that I am really surprised, impressed, and taken a bit. I told JJ and Hacker this yesterday because they both qualify as people I'm talking about here, and maybe you do too, at how engaged the American public has been in the World Cup, even after the U.S. got eliminated. Did that surprise you? I'm telling you, we got invited to an England-Norway watch party Saturday. I've heard other people, the Argentina-Cape Verde game, people are still talking about it. Did that surprise you that there's been this much conversation and buzz about an international worldwide soccer tournament that the U.S. is no longer in?
It certainly surprises me from like a pre-tournament standpoint. It has blown away my expectations in terms of the consistent crowds, the energy. The play has been tremendous. So it absolutely from a pre-tournament standpoint. But I thought early on, once you got like through the first wave of the group, like the first one of 3 games, it was pretty evident that this thing is going to be extraordinary. And hopefully the U.S. makes a deep run. And look, they got about as far as most people expected that they would go.
We got 5 games out of it.
Right. So, I mean, it was, certainly a lot of, great euphoria for the U.S. side, but until obviously the disappointing end. But no, I'm not really, because it's just from this outset. I think the venues have been incredible. I think with the way that it was set up in terms of using the West Coast, Kansas City, Canada, Mexico, Boston, so Miami, Atlanta. So I think they did a great job geographically with the distribution of the games. And I will say, like, I am thrilled with how much passion and the capacities have been full, and I think it's been wonderful. I mean, and I obviously, I think we all share the opinion of, boy, it seems like it would just be malpractice not to put it back here in 2038 when, they have the next opening. But yeah, I mean, so yes, but it seemed early on like, wow, this is going to be an enormous success.
I thought that it would be like that while the U.S. was still involved, not only just in the games they were playing in, but while they were still in the tournament. Once they bowed out and bowed out, they took us, to your point, JJ, a fun little 5-game run, but they bowed out so ignominiously that I thought because of that there wouldn't be. But I mean, the interest has been so it's good. That's cool.
Yeah, and England, Norway this weekend, which was well after we've been eliminated, did like close to 30 million.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to think this game and tomorrow's.
It'll
game,
be hurt because it's during the day.
Yeah.
But I would love to see, because I think the previous World Cup final in 2022 did like maybe 5 million. Well, not a huge rating. I guarantee on Sunday it's going to be big.
So what is it? It's Sunday at
3.
At 3. Yeah.
So, by the way, and Fox just promoted it. The game's Sunday at 3 in New York. The pregame starts at 11.
Yeah.
They're treating it like a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, they're treating it like that's a Super Bowl. When the pregame starts 4 hours before the game.
Right.
So
from a Fox point of view, I heard the craziest thing. So you know how they've added these 2 hydration breaks, 1 each half, and a lot of the TV around the world has been showing, like even on Telemundo in America, they'll show highlights and not go commercials. Fox, from the beginning, went straight commercials. Apparently, they made enough money during the hydration breaks to pay for what they paid for the entire rights of the World Cup.
Isn't that amazing?
Just in a hydration break.
Wow, that really is amazing. So anyway, but a lot of attention, no question about it, about the World Cup. So
we got a little bit of a surprise right now with Spain being up 1-0.
Exactly. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Spain won this game. They are a very, very great team. They're the European champions, but the way that they've prevented France from doing much of anything in the first half is a real surprise.
Yeah, Spain leads France in the 48th minute, 1-0 in the semifinal, 2 semifinals, and of course, we just said the final on Sunday. Lots of things to talk about today on the program. The SEC has named the players who will be at the SEC Media Days. I got some thoughts about that. I'm going to start the program with that. I want to ask you about something Hacker and I talked about, everyone's been talking about, the attention, the negative attention that the Jags offseason has gotten is confounded me a bit. Have we always graded the offseason? And listen, we've won a bunch of off seasons around here, So I want to get to that. Scotty Scheffler misses a cut. Does it matter? Does it not? Scotty Scheffler is great. He's great, but he's not as great as the bar he set for him, the tiger-like bar he set for himself. So what are our expectations going into the British Open? We'll certainly talk about that. So the Jags offseason a little, some of Jordan Walker's comments. We'll talk a little bit more about the World Cup. Got all kind of fun stuff to do. So we're glad you're with us on the program. Back in a moment on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
We live for this.
That is caught for the touchdown.
We live for Jaguars football.
And the Jags strike first.
1010XL, home of the Jaguars.
I've owned a home long enough to know one thing. The little problems you ignore almost always become the expensive ones. That small plumbing leak, the septic tank you've been meaning to pump, the air conditioner that's making a funny noise. July is the perfect time to take care of it. So right now, save $250 on a whole home repipe or redrain, $50 on any septic service, and $500 on a new AC system from Duck Duck Rooter. Honest service, upfront pricing, no surprises. When you're stuck, call Duck Duck Rooter, 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell and Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. With so many messages, we know it can all sound the same. At Harrell and Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. We'll help you find doctors to get you better, and we'll work hard to maximize any recovery. Visit our website and look at our reviews to see how we've helped people just like you make this important decision. Harrell and Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
He's covered the NFL for over 3 decades.
I know this wonderful game called football.
Catch CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco Thursday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on 1010XL.
Renewal by Anderson is celebrating America's 250th anniversary by giving $250 off every window and door. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. You're getting American craftsmanship and their signature service. This offer ends July 31st. Renewal by Anderson, proud partners of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
I've spent 20 plus years around scoreboards, and here's what they don't tell you. Every number up there is somebody's story. So when I heard a number last week, I had to sit with it. Hacker here, Paige from Awaken 180 told me their clients just lost 1 million pounds. 1 million. That stopped me cold because I know exactly what my 120 was worth. Moving better, feeling better, down from over 300. Now multiply that feeling. My 120 is stacked in there with somebody's first 10. Somebody's knee that finally quit barking. Somebody stepping on a scale this morning and pumping their fist in an empty bathroom thanks to Awaken 180. That's not a stat. That's a whole stadium's worth of hometown wins. The scoreboard's still running. A doable program, a plan built specifically for you, coaching that adjusts as you go, and free support for life. 1 million pounds down and counting. The next win should be yours. Awaken 180weightloss.com.
When you need a mechanic you can trust, call Sam, Harry, or Joe at AA Automotive on Richard Street. From oil changes to complex engine repairs, AA Automotive promises expert service and honest pricing from a local family biz. AA Automotive on Richard Street.
Hey, I'll be home in about 10 minutes. Actually, make it 8.
Hey, Mom. Yep, I'm walking home now. Mom, I'm trying to cross, but I don't think this driver sees me. No, they're driving too fast. Mom!
Speeding catches up with you. Early, on time, a little late, just get there safely. A message from the Florida Department of Transportation's Target Zero initiative.
Attention contractors, stop wasting time dealing with permits yourself. Use PermitRockstar.com. Their permitting platform helps contractors cut permitting delays by up to 80%. Stop waiting and start building with PermitRockstar.com.
Do you have numbness and tingling in your fingers, or wake up at night and have to shake your hand? Hi, I'm Dr. George Bari, and at Bari Orthopedics, we have a myriad of treatments that can possibly help you. If you have numbness and tingling, you may have carpal tunnel. We have cortisone injections, PRP injections, and shockwave therapy that may help treat the numbness and tingling that you have. We also treat it surgically with endoscopic carpal tunnel release, a 2-centimeter incision that will release the nerve and have you back at work and doing what you want to do in life in no time. If you have numbness and tingling in your hand, give us a call at Bari Orthopedics or log on at bariorthopedics.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Nimnick Tuesday on The Frangie Show. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
I sure appreciate my friends from Nimnick. They've always been the best place to buy a car around here. For as long as I can remember, been doing it since 1982. Two great locations. Head to Nimnick on Park Avenue, Nimnick Cassidy Park, and of course Nimnick on Buick GMC located on Phillips Highway. The big thing of the day now is brought to you by Big Chief Tire. 6 locations around town now offering the Extra Mile program, a simple way to say thanks for trusting them with your car. What do you get? Well, you get $10 off every oil change every time, free tire rotations for the life of your tires, free tire repairs, air pressure, you name it, and vehicle inspections. You get it all at Big Chief. Today's big thing of the day is brought to you by Big Chief. Find them online at WeKeepJacksRolling.com. The big thing, I'm going to go to the Gators for a second, not the Jags, to start this thing. They've named the 3, Vernell Brown III, Jaden Baugh, Miles Graham. There's 2 legacies in that group. Do you get Vernell Brown, of course, is like a double legacy. You know, dad and granddad played there. Uncle played there. I mean, they all played there. Miles Graham's dad, Ernest Graham, played on what I still think might be the best, most talented Gator team of all time in 01. That was a great team. And his injury against Florida State might have affected whether or not they beat Tennessee and got to play for the national title. So anyway, the pressure on that group, I think, is significant. Those 3, there were, as you know, there were 5 guys that, if you follow Florida football, that John Sumrall needed to keep him out of the portal. And Sumrall, transparent as they come, named the 5. It was these 3 guys, Dallas Wilson and Jaden Woods. I mean, he named them. 2 of these 3 guys are legacies of the ones that are going to be in Tampa next week, and I'll be there talking to all of them. Jaden Baugh might be the best running back in the country. Certainly his game against Florida State last year is one of the best in the history of the program. There's something interesting, and there's a charm to where this season seems headed. Nobody knows how good they'll be. Nobody knows how good a coach Sumrall will be. But the fact that 2 of these guys are legacies, the fact that there is this charm to Sumrall, it's a weird optimism. Not that optimism in itself is weird, but there's almost a romantic optimism about where the Gators are, at least. And everybody's optimistic in July, by the way. I get that. But there's pressure on these guys, but it's a sort of a unique circumstance, I think, for the Florida team heading into this season.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think they've got the talent, I think, to win. If Buster Faulkner and John Sumrall can mask what is expected to be a subpar offensive line, and that's the big key. Now, maybe, again, they've got a great offensive line coach in Phil Trotwine. Maybe he's able to summon something, and they're able to improve, through summer workouts, and then they've got fall camp. But I think the expectation going in is they're going to go as far as the offensive line goes. Sumrall said, and when spring wrapped up, he said, our offensive line has to have a great summer for us to have any chance. But as we know, as football is developed and the spread is become such a integral part of any offensive attack, you can get away with not having the greatest offensive line if you've got a superstar play caller, which we certainly believe they have in Buster Faulkner. So with the talent that Faulkner has at the skill level, I mean, Baugh, to your point, I mean, he could be an all-SEC player, which basically when you're an all-SEC player now puts you in the running for All-American because there's just so many teams in the SEC. But, wow, Spain just went up 2-0.
I blinked and Spain has scored again.
What a disaster.
In the 58th minute,
for the French.
Spain leads 2-0.
Wow.
Yeah,
But,
I looked down and they were celebrating.
Yeah, how about that? But so I think they've got the talent. I don't, from a pressure standpoint, I think there's pressure on Baugh because I don't know how much is behind him. And obviously he's got, it's hard for running back. So if he gets hurt, misses 6 games, even if it's not a catastrophic injury, he's going to go from late first round, early second to third, fourth, fifth, who knows. I don't think there's a ton of pressure on VB3 because their receivers are incredible beyond him. At least it appears that way. And there's substantial, I think, pressure on Graham because they just don't have that many guys on defense that you can count on to say these guys can be stars at this level.
Even beyond, I agree with everything you said, and you're right about that. But even beyond how good they'll be, your dad. Let's look at your dad for Gator fan forever.
Yeah.
Okay. He's
incredibly optimistic.
Yeah, there's something different about. Listen, they stunk last year. They've been irrelevant since 2009. Yeah, they had a good season in 2012, an outlier season in the COVID season. They threw the ball around as well as anybody, but they've been irrelevant since 2009. That's a long time. It's 17 years of irrelevance and clear irrelevance, and yet I don't know what it is. They get this coach from Tulane. And they have no idea who their quarterback is. Whoever it's going to be is a guy that hadn't played very much, whether it's Aaron Philo, who didn't play very much at Georgia Tech, or Tramel Jones, who barely played at Florida. So I
think a lot of it is like, we can't be any worse than
I do too, JJ.
Like, this has to be
we hit rock
than
bottom.
What it was.
Yeah,
I do too. Be more fun than
I think
what it has been.
I think that's a good read. It was so when you hit rock bottom, you bounce up. Yeah, and I think
your expectations are so nothing that it's like, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, and you always are excited when the new coach is in because you're always convinced. So I think all that's in play. But being a guy, Hayes, that's followed it my whole life. I mean, I started following Florida when Steve Spurrier. I'm not old enough I can honestly tell you I remember Spurrier playing. I don't. But I remember right after that, 67, 68. I've followed this team my whole life. The first Florida game I went to was in 69 when they beat Richmond 40-7 behind John Reeves. And it's very similar to Charlie Pell. Or you're not old enough to remember that because you were 4 or 5 years old when Charlie got there in 79. But your dad talked about it. Your friends, Charlie Pell got there, and Florida had been not very good for a long time. Charlie came from Clemson, and back then. Apologies to Anthony Peretti, my Clemson friends, if you're listening. But Clemson hadn't really been much. They were on their way. They were on their way to winning a national title. He had built them up, and Danny Ford won one. But until that time, it's not like you were getting a guy from Penn State or Ohio State or Alabama. Yet Pell got there, Hayes, and there was this romantic excitement in the Gator Nation. It was a charming. Oh my God, it's finally happened for us. Now's our time. And he promptly went 0-10-1, by the way. But even then, it felt kind of built. It's hard. I've been trying all off season to explain it. Is it Summerall's personality? Is it the point JJ just made that because he's not Billy Napier? You've made that point a few times too. Is it because it does look like there are some good players that we know of? Some of you just mentioned some of them. But I thought about it again when I saw Vernell Brown III, whose dad played there and granddad played there. Miles Graham, whose dad played there. Jaden Baugh, who we all know him. And again, by the way, they could bottom out and win 5 games. I'm not saying that they're headed for this great season. I don't know that, but it's a romantic charm that has become this optimism in Gator Nation. That's really what I'm talking about.
I would say they've had the best offseason they've had in 20 years, and so we'll see what that ends up becoming. Once the games start. But in terms of the offseason, once you get beyond that, they didn't get Kiffin, they got Summerall, which I think any Gator fan is moved off of seeing what Summerall's been able to do.
And Kiffin's offseason was so bad.
Right.
That a lot of Gator fans are like, okay, maybe we dodged
don't get me wrong, there's still a part of me that would have loved to have seen Lane Kiffin coaching the Gators.
Yeah.
But I will say, compared to where I was when I found out it wasn't going to be Kiffin, it was going to be Summerall, to where I am now. And this has been this case for a few months now. I mean, he's had a near perfect offseason. Now, obviously, he still has to pick the right quarterback, which is going to be a massive test for John Summerall. How does he handle that position? Is it in and out? Do they never get in a rhythm? Or does he pick the right guy, and does that player take off and have a huge year. So he still has the biggest exams are still to come. But from an offseason in which, to your point, they retained, I mean, most coaches that would have been in that situation, you're losing all 5 of those players, particularly since Florida's NIL, while better, it's still not set up like the elite teams in the country.
It's not LSU.
So these guys had to have some belief in John Summerall as a first impression. So, but to retain the players that you mentioned, to retain the signing class, I still don't know how he did that. And then to, have the spring that they had, and to see the staff that he hired, it just is so much further ahead from a brain power standpoint than Napier and Napier's staff. And so, and you've made this point too. I mean, they couldn't have worse injury luck than they had under Napier. Now, maybe some of that was Napier and how he conducted practices and things like that. But it'd be hard for Summerall to have worse attrition than what Napier went through for 4 years. So, yeah, I think it's just hard to see an area where it's going to get worse. It may stalemate. It may be the same. It may be the same subpar, areas of the program. But there's so many areas where it could be massively upgraded, where I believe that it has been massively upgraded, that's why I think you can safely say this is the best offseason the Gators have had in a long, long time, particularly when you consider the current environment in college football of having to protect your roster.
So to that end, if the season begins uncomfortable win against FAU, easy win against Campbell, loss at Auburn, does that all go away? Because I'll say this, back in 79 when Pell, it never went away. I mean, they were 4-7. Back then you played 11 games. They were 4-7 in Doug Dickey's last year. All right. I was a student. I was covering them. And they fired Dickey. They brought in Pell, give him hell Pell. The bumper stickers were everywhere. Every Gator, it was just like it is now. Every Gator fan was excited. Every Gator fan was excited. They promptly went 0-10-1, and it never went away. I'm telling you, it was my junior year. I was going into my senior year. It was never like, oh, my God, we got this guy. We thought this guy was going to be good. He just lost 10 of his – he just went 0-10-1. I'm telling you, it just felt like, okay. He's still recruiting everybody. He's still good. And then the next year they were 8-4 and were really good, and they were good. Again, a lot of people
turnaround.
Yeah. Oh,
8 wins the next year.
0-10-1 to 8-4. Yeah, and so in the opening game, and it was my last quarter there, my senior year, they played Cal, who had his quarterback Rich Campbell, who was supposed to be the best passer in the country, and they played him in Tampa. And Florida had started Bob Huco. You remember the name. Florida beat them 41-13, and oh my God, the Gators are back. And so, but I remember thinking, even in the 0-10-1 season, nobody gave up. You imagine now if you go 0-10-1, 0-10-2.
I mean, even if he just
0-12,
if he just goes 5-7 this year, there'll be a lot of why did Florida hire the Tulane coach?
Yeah, but it feels like I even as a student then I couldn't figure out why are we so excited about this Charlie Pell guy. He shows up in his short sleeve shirt and a tie. He's a Bear Bryant disciple. Bear talked about how good he was going to be. In fact, that year, I think Alabama beat him like 40-0. I think Alabama beat him 40 in Gainesville. I think Alabama won 40-0 that year on Florida's way to 0-10-1, and Alabama probably won the national. I think Alabama did win the national title. So anyway, 79. They beat him 40-0. And Bear Bryant gets up at his post-game press conference and says, "We just beat them 40-0, whatever it was. They're not very good right now, but you watch them. You watch this team under Charlie with all the talent they have here." You've heard the story of that.
Sure. And in 84, they had the most talented team in the country.
Yeah. And 5 years later, they had the best team in the country. Yeah. So anyway, so it feels kind of like that. Am I right? It was something like that, right? It was 40-0. Yeah. So they lost 40-0. And then Bear Bryant says afterwards, you better keep an eye on these guys. After Alabama beat them 40-0. So I mean, I remember it clearly. So anyway, that's what it feels like. That's what makes it intriguing. Even if you're not a Florida fan, even if you're rooting against them or don't care, that's what makes this whole thing intriguing. Look, you're always excited when the new coach got there. I thought Napier was the right hire. Okay, he wasn't. I thought Will Muschamp was the right hire. Okay, I didn't think Mullen was, and he was better than both of them. Okay, I never thought McElwain was. So of the predecessors, I liked some, I didn't like some. None of them were the right guy. So boy, people seem convinced of this guy. I guess that's kind of the point.
Yeah, and again, I think and every fan base is like this, so I'm not saying that this makes the Gator fan base smarter or anything like that. But Gator fans, I think, have a pretty good sense of figuring out if this is the right guy or not pretty early on. I mean, we obsess about every detail. We watch them on the sideline. Obviously.
What shirt is he wearing?
Right.
Which was a thing with
Yes.
Why is Napier always wearing black?
Yeah.
Just, but so I think to your, like, if he goes 6-6, I think everybody would be disappointed right now with that record. But if Sumrall is the right guy, I think Florida fans will be able to see that. So it's one of those things, but you're not going to know until you see him coach in a game. Can he get 11 guys on the field consistently? Do they look ready to play? The biggest thing for him is going to be the quarterback decision, because this is something in year one where if he handles it right, then he might win SEC Coach of the Year. If he handles it poorly, then everybody's going to be like, he wasn't ready. He was at Troy. He was at Tulane. He's pulling Philo and Jones out every 2 seconds. He can't make up his mind. The offense hasn't had, they've got all these weapons. They've got Baugh and these receivers, and, they can't figure out the quarterback. So, I mean, there's still some obviously massive pitfalls that await John Sumrall from a decision-making standpoint. But, I mean, I don't know how anybody could be anything other than impressed with what he's done to this point. And, even if they go to the Plains and lose 24-23, if it looks like it should look, then I think, yeah. And again, a lot of it's going to be, too, just what he says to the fans. He's been a great communicator so far. But does that change when adversity hits? So, we'll see. I mean, he's been very upfront. He's like, look, we're going to lose games here. We're not going undefeated.
Right.
So, we know that it's coming. But it's going to be, how does he handle that in terms of, does he keep the fan base with him?
It'll be interesting to see. We'll take a break. We'll talk a little golf after this. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care. Official dental partner of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnicht Chevrolet is proud to be a 9-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient. The only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award. Well, it's earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnicht's Treating You Right guarantee. Now, look, I've been buying my cars from Nimnicht forever. That is a true story. I started in 1982 buying my cars from Billy Nimnicht Jr. God rest his soul. He taught me how to buy a car, and I've been doing it ever since. I trust my friends at Nimnicht. They care about the community. They care about their customers. They do it right. They've supported our charity, Walk Off Charity, so many times. I really do appreciate that. If you want to buy a car, you want to be treated right, not just when you buy the car, but after the sale as well. Well, that's what they do. They care about their customers, they care about this community, and they care about treating you right. So who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? That answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnicht. Visit their showroom off Cassett or go to nimnichtchevy.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
One of Beard's Diamond's most popular events ever is back. It's Christmas in July. Right now, for a limited time, you get as much as 40% off anything in our showcases. Yes, that includes engagement rings, fashion rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, pendants, colored gemstones. This is the annual store-wide sale that everyone loves, because you get December prices in July. Up to 40% off store-wide. Don't miss Christmas in July. Exclusively at Beard's Diamond at the St. John's Town Center and online at beardsdiamonds.com. Shop local. Shop Beards.
There's no doubt that we were in good hands when our son's shoulder and hip issues were diagnosed quickly by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. No matter what your orthopedic issue is, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take a look. You'll be glad you did.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Hey man, what's Hard Rock Bet giving you players?
If you win your first $5 bet, you get $150 in bonus bets.
$750? ¿Cuánto? Oh, was that Ronaldinho? Sounds like his first bet scored.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New customers bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Make Capital Glass and Shower Doors your premier choice for top-quality glass solutions. With over 40 years of expertise, their team specializes in commercial and residential projects. From elegant shower doors to modern frameless enclosures, they've got you covered. But that's not all. They also offer glass railing systems, glass wine cabinets, and much more. For unmatched quality and service, choose Capital Glass and Shower Doors. Your vision, their expertise. Visit online at capcoglass.com.
What if the next roof you put on your home was the last one? Not another replacement in 15 or 20 years, the last roof. Metlock Roofing is Florida's only manufacturer and installer of this exclusive roofing system. Engineered for strength, built for Florida weather, backed by a lifetime warranty. Imagine never needing another roof. Call 938-9933 or visit metlokroofing.com. Get your last roof today with Metlock. License number CCC 1335581.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, a Jacksonville family business for nearly 70 years. Heck, I've been talking about them for over a decade. The Thompson family secret: Dandy's never frozen, always fresh baked bread with quality meats and cheeses. No dry, crumbly subs here, only soft and tasty deliciousness. When I see that logo with the little dude with the cane on the label, it tells me I'm getting a trusted brand, a quality sandwich. So do what I do and stop in at a Daly's and make yours a dandy today.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Nimnick Tuesday on the Frangie Show. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
By now, you know, you've heard of this program. I've been buying my cars there since 1982. I'll continue to do it. Nobody does a better job than Nimnick. They say nobody but Nimnick for a reason. Nobody gets it done the way they do. Nimnick Chevrolet is on Cassett Avenue at Park. Nimnick Buick GMC on Phillips Ave. They really are nice people. They really treat you right. You will have a very positive buying experience. You'll stay in touch with that first person even after you buy the car because they're going to make sure you're still happy a month later, 2 months later, whatever. So head to Nimnick today. You'll be glad you did. Frank Frangie Hayes Carline back together for a few days before I head to SECs. JJ LaSelva is here as well. All right, Scotty Scheffler. He misses a cut. Is there a significance to that? Because he hadn't missed one in about 100 years.
I know.
You know, is there a significance to the fact that he's been very good, hasn't won a tournament, clearly annoyed that he's finishing second a bunch. Now he misses a cut. Now he's about to play a major that he's defending the title. He's the defending champion. What's your read there?
My gut feeling, I mean, obviously we're not going to know until Thursday afternoon,
right?
When we see how he responds. But it was a surprise because Thursday's round was solid. He was 2 under, shot 68. So that had been the bad day for him this season, was getting off to these slow starts. So he got off to a not a great start, but certainly was in good position to certainly make a run. And then Friday was the day that on a course that some guys were just absolutely dissecting. You know, he shoots 72, I think, or I think he finished even. He missed the cut by 2 shots, so it wasn't particularly close. You know, and he said after the round, I don't feel like, you know, I was playing bad today. I think I had some good shots. I do think there's some unpredictability with links golf and the contours, and you know, you can get some bad rollouts and things like that. So I wasn't like pressing the panic button on Scheffler for missing the cut. I also sometimes think with great players, there is some subconscious element of, particularly with Scheffler in the year he's had, where we know it's all about the majors and winning the players, winning like the FedEx Cup. So I was like, well, maybe there's a little bit of him that's like, I just want to get to Royal Birkdale. You know, I haven't seen the course before. I've never played a tournament there. I'm the defending British Open champion. You know, so we'll see. But it's
right. And Rory got to go play for you know, however many weeks before I got there.
But again, I don't get why people. I'm not saying you, but I don't get why people bring. We talked with Lee about this last week, Lee Smith. I don't get why people talk about like Rory in a negative sense because he
like
goes
it's cheating.
Yeah, it's like what's the difference of that and a quarterback watching tape of a division rival in July. It's like that to me. That's just part of being a pro.
Because he's doing something different than everybody else does. That's what it is.
But it's billed like, well, he shouldn't do this because other players don't have the luxury because of their status to go and skip tournaments to go scout where the next major is going to be.
All the guys on his status can do that.
Exactly. It's like, well, then win at that level or take a so anyway, that's getting on a different topic there, but yeah, I do think there's something to that with Scheffler where probably he is like, well, I know Rory's seen it. Rory's playing it at a high level.
My number one rival.
Yeah. So, but the thing that I just keep coming back to that I think is so amazing is when you look at the money this season on the PGA Tour for Scheffler in a down year, coming off a missed cut, his first one, to your point, since 2022. He's leading the tour in money at $15.1 million. He's $1.3 million clear of the field. Like Tom Kim just won the Scottish Open. He won $1.6 million. So he's basically the equivalent of winning, I'd say, like a mid-tier event. Not a signature event where they give you like $4 million or a major, but he's the equivalent of winning a mid-tier event above everyone else with just one victory compared to like 3 for Matt Fitzpatrick and Cam Young and Wyndham Clark have won multiple times on tour this year. So it's just extraordinary to me that in a down year for Scottie Scheffler, he is still probably going to be the player of the year, unless a couple of guys that could win at Birkdale could change that. If Rory wins, he's won the Masters, he's won the British Open, he's probably going to be player of the year. But it's astonishing. So, I mean, I have to expect greatness from Scheffler because I still think that's what he's given us this year. It just hasn't been in the winner circle as often as we're used to seeing since he won his debut and has now started 13 events without winning.
I agree with you. Scottie Scheffler's having a great year, and the numbers bear it. You just said bear that out. But it's a fickle public. When you win all the time and suddenly don't win, people want to know what's the matter. That is crazy, but that's the perception.
We're quick to put you up there with Tiger, and then we're also quick to be like, why aren't you like Tiger?
And now
imposter.
Right,
exactly.
Correct. And that is in even more fold now because he finally missed a cut. So all of a sudden, in a weird sort of way, I won't say in the court of public opinion, but I'll say in certain areas of the court of public opinion, now there's this pressure on him to not look like he's fading. And to your point, he's not fading. He's way ahead of them on the money list. But in the court of public opinion, there's this belief that, okay, wow.
He didn't win the Players. He hasn't won a major yet.
He hasn't won anything. He's not winning. And now he doesn't make the cut. And now he's got to. So in a crazy, weird sports world we follow, there's a little pressure on him now. And which is one of the real intriguing stories. I mean, even Rory McIlroy can finish 6th here, and people say, okay. If Scottie Scheffler finishes 9th, oh, he's done.
Yeah,
he's done. His career is over. He ought to retire. Go back to Texas, maybe teach. Get involved in a ministry. I mean that's
he went a whole year without a major.
How could he do it? Right? So I think that's where the world is. I tell you what, it'll be fun to watch. We'll do a Loser Monday, obviously, tomorrow, but it'll be certainly fun to watch. We'll certainly track that today. Let's take a break and have some headlines after this. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
In your car, at home, or on your phone, radio play-by-play is where you are.
What a game for the Jacksonville defense.
1010XL, Jacksonville's home for play-by-play.
This is Frank Frangie. Planning a summer road trip? Before you load up the family and hit the highway, make sure your tires are ready for the miles ahead. Big Chief Tire now offers special online-only tire pricing, giving you access to the best tire deals when you shop through their website. It's an easy way to save money and drive with confidence this summer. Shop online and schedule installation at WeKeepJacksRollin.com. Your next road trip starts with the right tires.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com. FloridaGators.com.
When you want to know what's happening in Gainesville, roll with the Gator Report. I'm Joe C. Listen for updates on Florida Gator athletics several times a week on 1010XL. Built by Cash Building Material. Windows and doors done right.
Go, Gator! Hey friends, Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Have you ever stored a gallon of leftover paint, opened the can years later, and it's rusty, crusty, and unusable? Next time, secure the lid tightly to ensure no leaks and store the can upside down. Oxygen can't get to it, therefore no rust and no crust. If you'd like more tips or have a question about a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance painting.
Good people drink good beer, and great people drink Mocama, a refined craft brewery out of Fernandina Beach, Florida. Mocama Beer Company brings sophisticated flagship beers, including Cosmico IPA and Dune Garden Lager, to the greater Jacksonville area. Whether you're hitting the water with friends or enjoying a backyard barbecue, Mocama has the perfect pair for your summer activities. Look for us wherever great beers are sold and find your Mocama.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal, what's the matter? I came right over.
It's my water, Jason. Smell this.
Yeesh.
That came out of my tap, Jason. I'm worried there's a lot more in there than just H and 2 and O.
Well, yeah. In Jacksonville, we have some of the hardest water in Florida. There's calcium carbonate in there and magnesium sulfate and...
I'm sorry, calcium... what now?
It's the same stuff that makes those cool stalactites in caves.
Well, it's making my shower all powdery, my tap's all crusty, and caves make me claustrophobic.
Put on these sunglasses. Whoa. Call Bueller Air and Plumbing, and our water treatment experts will do a free water quality test. We'll check for minerals, bacteria, anything that might make your water smelly or damage your plumbing or appliances.
And if it's bad, you can fix it?
Your glasses will come out cleaner, your shampoo will lather better.
I like a good lather, Jason.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Hey gang, Prosser here. The Open Championship is upon us. And you know, you think of the Open, you think of the weather, and you think of maybe a hoodie. Nah, it's not the exact same kind of hoodie you will need at the Open, but the hoodie collection at Live Forever Golf is outstanding. I've become a hoodie guy. The lightweight, they make them a bunch of different ways. Right now, the Practice Clubhouse hoodie tee is salt washed, makes it butter soft. For that and everything else golf related, it's Live Forever Golf and liveforevergolf.com.
Retired U.S. Navy Commander Chris Valdivia from American Roll-On Roll-Off Carrier. The hardest transition isn't deployment, it's coming home. Be part of the solution at ONU's Mission Possible Gala, October 17th at Sawgrass Marriott. For information and to register, go to onuvets.org. That's onuvets.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
All right, it's so great to be back. We certainly appreciate our friends at Harrell and Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. Great people, great family. Spent the 4th of July with the Harrells. We had a great time. And just
want to know if you were bringing the heat while I was out. Did you bring it?
I didn't. I didn't bring much heat.
It's a big thing with him.
I have to, I have to rest.
With him. I'm just
I'm worried about Tommy John. Okay. And so, I have to recharge.
He's got forearm tenderness, Jay.
It's like Mr. Al.
JJ, he's got forearm tenderness. Yeah. It's a danger thing.
I'm hoping to be at like 102 by Friday. So we'll see.
Okay,
but yeah.
Fair
certainly appreciate our friends at Harrell and Harrell. Again, 251-1111. They'll take great care of you. Hopefully you won't need them, but we know injuries happen. Frank, let's start with the Jaguars. The Jaguars tickets go on, not sale, but are available starting tomorrow for the 10 free training camp practices that are open to fans. This is a great opportunity. A couple of these 10 are joint practices, which, I mean, almost is better than watching a preseason game because you will see the ones of Carolina and Tampa Bay going against the ones of the Jaguars. So go to Jaguars.com. You can register there. You need to register, and it will be, limited, obviously. But be sure to do that because what a wonderful opportunity to see this, what we believe is going to be a great team up close and personal.
Yeah, absolutely. Practice is going to be fun. With the schedules out, I can't wait. Early morning practices, that'll be an awful lot of fun. So it'll be before the heat gets crazy if you're out there watching it, if you don't happen to be under that covered area. Of course, I guess most people are. And also, I'll talk more about this next hour. By the way, the Jags go to Orlando next year.
Right.
Yeah, and for people that are wondering, there's been more buzz.
Are you surprised that hasn't clicked more?
Yeah.
Because there does seem to be some confusion.
Yeah. Just so you know, the Jaguars play in Jacksonville this year.
Limited capacity, but in Jacksonville.
And I'll talk more about that next hour.
Yeah.
But the Jags don't go to Orlando this year. And listen, no one's trying to not understand it. They're trying to they're just so, but if you're one of the folks that thought, I thought they were going, I've had 2 or 3 people say to me.
Several.
I heard they're going to Orlando. No, they're going to Orlando in the 27 season.
Right.
This 2026 season, which frankly could be a Super Bowl year. It certainly could be a very good year, a very positive year. They're playing their home games right here in Duval. So, but back to your point, I think I think it's a great year to go out to go practice. They're fun. They're fun to watch. It's a fun practice to watch. They like to throw the ball down the field. How many times did Trevor Lawrence hit Brian Thomas Jr. in minicamp? Yeah. So it's a fun thing to watch. I agree with you. Go get your practice. It could be a special season. I know I say that every year, but it really could.
Let's get it to around the NFL. This happened a few days ago, so I apologize, but I want Frank to weigh in on it. Aaron Donald was spotted working out at the Rams facility.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This thing is going to happen.
Yeah.
And if Aaron Donald even is 80% of what he was when he retired, the Rams could just frankly be one of the most talented teams this league has seen in quite some time.
2 things. Number one, he's one of those guys that has stayed in ridiculous shape even after he quit playing. Number 2, he was a great player. He wasn't a good player.
He's first ballot Hall of Fame.
He was a great player. Stayed in great shape. And the most important thing of all this, he's had enough time to refute it now. It's been out there long enough now that the Rams, people close to him, unnamed source, anonymous source, they've had enough. Nobody's refuted this. If he wasn't going to play,
and he's working out at their facility.
Well, correct.
He would have tweeted out a picture of him on the beach with a Mai Tai or cigar.
Correct. Right.
And I'm comfortable where I'm at.
And his uncle's cousin's stepfather's garage worker, next door neighbor's landlord would have leaked it to Rappaport that he's not playing. Everybody's had a chance to do this. Yeah, he's playing.
It's going to be amazing.
They have a really good team, by the way.
Yeah, it will be. I'm glad the Rams are not on the schedule.
I'm glad that was over with last year. Yeah,
no doubt about it. Let's get it to college football. Some big news in Tallahassee. Tom Herman added to Florida State staff. I mean, obviously that screams interim if another disaster unfolds. But what did you make of, I don't even know if it was a Mike Norvell decision, but Tom Herman added to the Knowles staff.
The interim is what I thought of. And shame on me for thinking that, but that's the first thing I thought of is, okay, now they've got to run the thing if they got to run off Norvell in week 4 or whatever, week 6. Look, this is the ultimate, whether it's Ashton Daniels or Deuce Robinson or some of the returning guys. Buddy, this is the ultimate Hail Mary. Here's the deal. You're down late in the third quarter. Everybody expects you to lose. This season for Florida State, the theme of this season, at least from the outside looking in, is the ultimate Hail Mary. Nobody thinks you're going to win. Nobody thinks Mike Norvell is going to survive. Nobody thinks they're going to rebound. I can't imagine what the FanDuel odds are on Mike Norvell being the coach in November, right? So this is one more. In addition, I thought the same thing you did, interim. But in addition to that, look, let's load up the truck as best we can. We don't even have much of a truck, but whatever we have as a truck, let's load it up as best we can, right? And see what we can do. So their season is the ultimate Hail Mary, and I think people know that. This season for Florida State football, for Mike Norvell, the ultimate Hail Mary.
I remember when Tom Herman was the hottest prospect in sports.
When Texas got him and everybody was like, watch out.
It doesn't seem that long ago.
I mean, boy, has anybody's career disintegrated more?
Off-field stuff, too. He was he had some off-field stuff. He was chirpy. And so yeah, but you're right. You're right. He went down fast.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is cool though for Florida State. Gene Deckerhoff will be honored as the radio booth will be named after him after his incredible legacy calling Florida State games.
The one in Tampa Bay already is. So he'll have two broadcasts.
I wonder how many people would have that.
Two. He's got two.
But I'm saying this would. I don't think like Keith Jackson would necessarily have.
No,
that.
I don't.
But that's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, and he's he's a wonderful man. Yeah, I don't care where you see him. I don't care how many times you see him. He can't wait to see you. And what a career that dude had.
Oh yeah.
I mean, what a distinct voice. The voice of Florida State football forever, and really the voice of Tampa Bay football forever. So,
and the video that FSU released of Norvell telling him is really cool because it just shows like what a humble guy he is.
Yeah.
Like if I'm him, I'm like, yeah, of course you're naming it after.
Yeah.
But he's like acts so shocked and humble and surprised. I love that.
Yeah, he Jacksonville guy, by the way. You know, guy from here, and so
Gator grad.
But right? Went to Forest High School. It's now Westside High School, but Gene's a good man.
Yes.
This is a really cool, deserving award for a very good man. It really is.
Well said. Florida will be sending Jaden Baugh, Vernell Brown III, and Miles Graham to SEC Football Media Days. Obviously, you'll catch up with all three of those guys, but you know, what do you think about that group? And I guess you can't be. I know we always want a quarterback to go, but I guess in this case, you can't be overly surprised that Summerall didn't send Philo or Jones.
It's the right three. Well, and you can't send. We talked about this during the handoff yesterday. You can't send if you send a quarterback, you're telling everybody he's the guy, and you have a real competition there. What jumped off the page for me at a time when Florida needs to regain its identity and its charm and the romance of the years gone by, two of the three guys are legacies. Two or three guys grew up as Gators. Two of these three guys grew up knowing that Florida was all the rage. They went to high school in Gainesville. Their dads were their dads were coaches, and that's what it screams to me, that Florida's getting back to all the stuff that's important. And well, again, that doesn't mean their team will be any good, but we'll see. I think I can't wait to talk to and for Vernell Brown and Miles Graham, that's the first question I'm asking them is, look, you guys know you grew up with it, man. And so, I think it's going to be a fun grade. And by the way, the other guy is maybe only the best running back in the country. So it'll be fun to see.
Let's get into the World Cup. Spain is dominating France right now, 2-0 in the 95th minute. There's only 7 minutes of stoppage time, so France down to its final couple minutes here, JJ. This has got to be somewhat of a surprise, correct?
I'm shocked by this.
Yeah.
Not like that Spain's winning, but the way it's happened and the result. This is... You know, people were talking that this is the best team. This could potentially be the best team to ever win the World Cup. Talking about France, this is the best collection of talent individually, like out of any team in the tournament by far. They're the favorites now. And for them to go out like this, I mean, Spain, shout out to them. They got sort of lucky with the first goal. It was a penalty and sort of a fluke out of nowhere foul. But since then, they've just dominated with possession and have not allowed Spain or France with their three attackers up front to like really do anything in attack, which is shocking to me. I mean, this is going to be looked back on as a huge missed opportunity for France to win their third World Cup.
About a minute or two left. Yeah, they're in the.
It's over.
Yeah, it's just you'll see them stop at any minute now, and it's 2-0.
JJ, do we have a new podcast this week?
We do. I just did one yesterday where I predicted France to beat Spain. But if you want to go watch it, I talk about tomorrow's game as well, and hopefully we will be doing a live reaction to the final on Sunday.
Oh, wow.
And my new baby daughter might make an appearance.
I was going to say, how about that? That would be fantastic.
That would be awesome. And let me just, full disclosure, I probably won't be watching your instant reaction.
That's fine.
But I watched every one of them when the American team was involved, and JJ crushed it.
Great.
Thank
you
you.
did crush it.
Yeah, we did good numbers. They were very cool.
I watched every one of them.
I was telling him it's hard to do stream of consciousness, but also feel like you are sticking to a plan.
Yeah.
And he does a really great instinctual job of that. Like it feels like somebody riffing.
There's a method,
but there's a method.
Well, but there's something, and it's all true from a standpoint of procedurally. That's true, but we've all watched, listened enough. I've been in this business a long time. There's a distinct difference between a guy that knows what he's talking about and tries to sound like he knows what he's talking about. And JJ, you know what you're talking about, so it's been fun to watch.
Absolutely.
Fun to listen to.
Yeah, let's get it to the British Open. Scotty Scheffler will be playing with Bryson DeChambeau and Tyrrell Hatton. tees off at 4:58 Thursday morning. So if you have trouble sleeping, want to get up and watch world number one, playing with two guys that he doesn't have much in common with, it could be fairly explosive.
DeChambeau will be fun. That'll be fun. Having he and DeChambeau together will be fun.
Absolutely. And
he
then
might miss all 4 cuts in the majors, by the way.
He's got to play well to avoid that.
That is crazy.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Rory McIlroy is with Xander Schauffele and Matt Fitzpatrick. That's a stellar group. They will go off at 10:15 Eastern time on Thursday morning. So if you get up early, Scheffler's playing. If you like to sleep in, Rory will be teeing off, as we love the British Open for that reason.
I can't wait to watch in the morning. By the way, the game's over. Spain has eliminated France 2-0, so they move on to the final. Because JJ just talked about that. Oh, I love the British Open. I love morning golf. I think morning golf is. I love morning golf, and I love when the U.S. Open is on the West Coast. I like night golf. Look, Sunday afternoons between 4 and 6 are magnificent. I lock in every week to watch the golf, but it's fun to have something different, too. It really is.
Without a doubt. Let's get it to Major League Baseball. The Home Run Derby was last night. The Cardinals' Jordan Walker wins and says something really cool. Says he hopes that this inspires more black kids to get into baseball.
You know, I'm going to talk about that in the next hour. It's near and dear to my heart. The numbers are out there, and listen, it's about when you're 6 or 7, you don't choose your sport necessarily. Your parent, your guardian, your coach, your teacher, your surrounding culture chooses it for you. Now, whether you stick with it or not is up to you. Well, we have to help kids be in situations where more people are choosing it for them. And that's about the economics. And so, but it was really cool to hear Jordan Walker talk about that. And again, we'll talk more about it as we move on.
The All-Star game tonight at 8 on Fox. No Shohei Ohtani. He's out with a knee injury. But what'll be some things that you guys are watching tonight?
Yeah, I first of all, for the big thing for me, JJ, is I think the National League is a way better league than the American League, way better.
But that doesn't necessarily reflect in the All-Star game.
And I want to see how it does. I really want to see.
We've been getting killed and National League's been getting killed in the All-Star game forever, since I can ever remember.
Yeah, and it's been very streaky. Both leagues have won 10, 12 times in a row over the last 50, 60, 70 years. But I think the National League's way better. And I'm biased. I'm a National League fan. But I can tell you my team, honest to God, I think the Pirates have won almost every series against an American League team. Yet they're only 3 games over 500 overall.
Hopefully we don't have a swing off tonight.
Yeah.
Which is how they decided the last one.
That's right. Let's get it to the NBA. What'd you guys think about Wemby signing a team-friendly extension, team-friendly, at $252 million? But it got the Players Association kind of up in arms.
Upset. Yeah, he didn't take the max, which he could have at the end. But very deserved and I love that it shows, which we already knew. This guy's a team player. He wants to win. Like, he's not just about me. And for a super young guy, that shows such maturity that he's willing to do the Tom Brady route, which, I mean, in these leagues with the hard cap, it's tough to be able to build a roster with a guy like that. So he knows, if I want to win in this league, I'm going to have to take less. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I can't. It's shame on him. Shame on him. What is he doing to the league? By only taking $250 million.
He's robbing these other players.
I mean, first of all, how's he going to get by?
Latrell Sprewell hates this deal. How am I going to feed my kids?
What are we doing? Oh, my goodness.
It's pretty wild. It will be awesome watching Billy Donovan coaching Wemby, hopefully by
the middle of the
February.
Season,
yeah. And by the way, that one surprised me. That one surprised me. And God bless Billy. You do what you want to do. I did not see Billy Donovan showing up as an assistant coach. I never saw that one.
Because he knows.
I could soon be the head coach.
Yeah, and I hear you, but I did not see that one.
I was surprised too.
Yeah.
But I think it's a brilliant move on Donovan's part. What about LeBron? What's the update there? Why is this taking so long?
He's going to Golden State. JJ wants him to go to Cleveland. I want him to go to Golden State. They'll all bring out rocking chairs for all those guys.
I've heard Miami's in play now.
That's what you read.
I've heard that they're like the betting favorite at this point.
You read Miami with Adebayo and Giannis. You do hear. I've read that a bunch. Which would be kind of fun.
Yeah, and don't count out Nate Oates in Tuscaloosa.
Exactly. He's got eligibility.
Yeah. Staying with the NBA, Bam Adebayo became like a son to me over the weekend when he punched out Tyler Hero, who cost me a Loser Monday bet a few years ago with a hangnail that kept him out of the NBA Finals.
I heard that's why they got into a fight.
Bam and I are close. And
Yeah.
I now owe Bam big.
Yeah, it bothers me because I love Tyler Hero. he's one of my favorite all-time players. But yeah, what are you doing? So for people that don't know, Hero ripped him on a podcast or something and said for $60 million he should be blah blah blah, and he wasn't. Adebayo got pissed, showed up in Vegas, and hit him. That's what happened.
Good. Get me on that, Jerry. Bam, you'll be fine. Let's get out with our.
The NATO's comment was spectacular. I wish, I'm going to tape that and wish I had said it. So.
Let's get you guys out with our musical nugget of the day. How about this? Pop culture. A Nightmare on Elm Street is returning to theaters as a remake of the 1984 classic has been greenlit. It's going to be really interesting to see who plays Freddy Krueger. This will be the first Elm Street movie since a 2010 reboot, which was kind of a disappointment. It made money, but fans didn't really embrace it. To honor the resurrection of this horror icon, we are playing the theme from the third Nightmare on Elm Street film, one of the best horror sequels, in my opinion, that's ever been made. This is Dawkins' Dream Warriors.
I do wonder if we keep remaking enough movies, is that because we've run out of ideas?
I think so.
And is Hollywood run out of movie-making abilities even a little bit? So we'll see. We'll take a break. Hour 2's next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Ready? I'm... Fight for it! This is 1010XL. Fire! Jacksonville Sports Radio.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit, hit back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HITBACK.
Hey, it's Joe C. Wingstop just dropped the boneless meal deal for two. 20 boneless wings, choice of 4 flavors, a large fry, and 2 dips. All for only $16.99. Limited time. And while you're crushing that deal, get in the Club Wingstop loyalty program. 10 points for every single dollar you spend. Sign up now at 1010xl.com/Wingstop. I'm locked in. You need to be too. Wingstop, baby. Get the deal and get in the club. Bonus meal deal for 2 and Club Wingstop. Limited time only at Wingstop.
Every moment means more when the world is watching. One goal or one save can change a nation's history forever.
I get it.
Get World Cup soccer updates on 1010XL, assisted by Valvoline Instant Oil Changes and Houston's Meats.
ET here for Encore Research. What if the next medical breakthrough started with you? Clinical research volunteers play a vital role in helping doctors better understand diseases and develop future treatments. This summer, discover how participating in a clinical research study can advance medical breakthroughs while empowering you to take an active role in your own healthcare journey. Are you ready to learn? Check them out at EncoreDocs.com. Together, we're building a healthier future for Jacksonville.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Frank Frangie here with Coach Delaney from Coil Fencing. You've been building winning teams at Fletcher for years. How does that correlate with installing fences here in Northeast Florida?
Well, Frank, at Coil Fencing, we like to take the coach approach. Implement a game plan and execute it on the field. That's been our winning recipe for 99 years.
And you tackle more than fences, right?
Absolutely. We also service and install automatic gates, perfect for multifamily communities, your business, or residents.
The best defense is a good offense. Visit CoilJacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com.
Homeowners running out of space in your kitchen, closets bursting at the seams, or maybe your bathroom just feels outdated and cluttered. At Harvest Construction and Remodeling, custom cabinets are what they do best. Owner Scott spent years as the main cabinet installer for one of the region's largest big box retailers. As a family man growing his own business, he brings that experience directly to homeowners like you. They'll create beautiful storage solutions that improve look, feel, and function. Visit harvestrenovations.com.
License number CRC 1331012.
Summer air should feel fresh, not full of dust, allergens, and whatever winter left behind in your vents.
Your air ducts, they're the lungs of your home. And if they're dirty, you're breathing it in every day. That's where Zero Res comes in. Hick and here, backed by over thousands of Google reviews and a 4.9 out of 5.0 rating. This month only takes $75 off your air duct cleaning. Cleaner air, better efficiency, a fresher home. Call 287-5727 or visit ZeroResJacksonville.com and ask for the 1010XL special.
Zero Res. Checkmate.
I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, the Checkmate King.
The two most important factors behind a great garage floor coating are the preparation and the application.
So we prepare every floor with high-performance diamond grinding pads. But just ugly diamonds, right, Brendan? If we find any nice ones, I could use some crown jewels.
Sorry, Chester. Our special grinding pads use diamonds that are too ugly for jewelry.
But they create the perfect surface to bind with our multi-layer polymer coating for years of durable performance.
You'll have to pick out jewelry on your own time, Your Highness.
The term is Your Majesty, Brendan, but I'll let it go this time.
Perfect preparation?
Check. Expert application?
Check. A gorgeous new floor that sparkles like a diamond in your garage? Checkmate!
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit CheckmateCoatings.com. That's CheckmateCoatings.com.
I'm Jared Justice with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Gate Petroleum Company. Legendary Magic play-by-play voice David Steele has retired after 37 seasons. Former FAU coach Tom Herman is expected to join the Florida State football coaching staff, according to On3. Come join XL Primetime for a live broadcast tomorrow in front of the 1010XL studios. Drop off diapers for JJ and receive free wings from Wingstop. Tickets for Jags games here in Jacksonville are available on their website. It's 86 degrees at 5 o'clock time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Nimnick Tuesday on The Frangie Show. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
We appreciate our friends from the Nimnick family of dealerships. Nimnick Chevrolet's on Cassett, Nimnick Buick GMC on Phillips Highway. Been buying my cars there since 1982. You should as well. Frank Frangie, Hayes Carline, JJ LaSelva with us. Haven't talked Jags yet. We talked about the college realm a bit. Are you surprised? Listen, we all have laughed about the consensus board stuff. It now seems like this off-season stuff won't stop. Every guy with a podcast and every guy with a public voice now can't wait to tell us that all the Jags blew off season. Hacker was telling me about some guy from CBS that he had on that said,
game it now.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we always talked this much about the off season, it's comical because this team that won 13 games over their first year. I want to read you something that I just got the other day. This team that won 13 games in the one season this group's been together, all of a sudden is like under the gun. I want to read this. This is from on Twitter, okay? And this guy's kind of a moron, so I didn't respond to him. But ready for this? Mm-hmm. As a Jags fan, I don't think they did enough in the offseason to improve. Lost ETN, who had more receiving TDs than the wide receivers. Our best ball-hawking linebacker and got a tight end. Cool. Put way too many chips in Hunter's basket. If he's not a lockdown corner, Gladstone needs to be on the hot seat. The hot seat. Forget doubting him.
Right.
He's on the hot. This guy wants him on the hot seat. What are we doing?
Yeah, I think again is the second that Anthony Campanile and Grant Udisky returned to the Jaguars, a bad offseason was off the board. Now, I don't know in terms of this guy that gave him an F. I don't know if he's only looking at players that came and went, but you should, if you're going to do these grades, you should look at the whole picture. And retaining your offensive coordinator, even though Cohen's the play caller, Grant Udisky gets a lot of credit for unlocking Trevor Lawrence in the second half of last season. And I mean, he became an MVP finalist, and they believe Grant Udisky had a lot to do with that. So it's not like, well, he's the offensive coordinator, but Liam's really Liam is running the offense, but Grant has he's incredibly bright, but he is a real asset to them. And obviously Campanile, I mean, has total control over the defense and did a wonderful job with the takeaways and leading the league in run defense. So as soon as Liam Cohen got his 2 top lieutenants back, a bad offseason was off the board. And then you just have to look. It's not like they had a lot of cap space. I mean, they've got like $60 million in dead money because they had to whack guys that, had bad contracts that had been signed by the previous administration. So they really didn't have a lot of room to go and make these, big splash moves like we have seen a lot of AFC teams do. But again, this is a young roster. It's year 2. They believe that there will just be inner improvement that will make them better than last year's team that won 13 games. So again, it just depends on what these guys are looking at when they make these judgments. And yes, no one really liked their draft. I mean, that just goes without saying. But ultimately, it doesn't matter if they hit on the right players. So you're just going to have to tolerate it, Jags fans, until you get to September and the Browns roll in and we see what it looks like.
Here's my theory. All right. I grew up in the journalism, in the newspaper business, in the radio business, in the TV business, and the play-by-play business. I've been in all of them. My theory is never in all of our times going through J school like we did and starting out as prep writers like you and I did, and never in the history of disseminating sports information were we ever paid by how many people read our stuff or listened to our stuff. When I was a sports writer, I wanted to crank out more and more and more stuff because that was the job. But I didn't get paid by how many people opened the paper and read it. Okay. When I started in the newspaper, in the radio business, I wanted people to listen, and you wanted to get good ratings. And if you got good ratings, you got paid more, and then your advertisers wanted to do it more. And if you got more advertisers, you made more money. That still hasn't changed. But we were never paid by how many people turned on the radio and heard us. That was just never the culture. Well, now we are in a world where so many people in the digital space are paid by how many people click. We are in a paid for clicks world, right? Or paid by clicks world. So everybody's desperate, not everybody, but people in that world are desperately trying to write or say something that someone's going to click on. The whole clickbait, the clickbait world is real.
And the other problem with the clickbait world is not enough of those writers pick up a phone and do real journalism.
Correct. And this isn't hey, old media guy ripping the young media guys. That's not my point. My point isn't this we were good and this is bad. That's not what I'm saying. My point is it's changed so much that you get paid that way, and then because there's more of them, then it's less likely that they were trained. We were trained that you don't write a story unless you had a source. You don't write a story. So the point is, I mean, I see so many people online, and again, listen. The more you can read about your team or watch about your team, the best. It's not a bad thing, but that's where I think that's why I don't think 20 years ago nobody would say, oh, they had the worst offseason. Nobody evaluated an offseason, at least in my mind. That's what I think. That's the genesis of all this.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, again, I'll just go back to the guy that gave the Jags an F, and again, like just call somebody that covers the Jaguars,
right?
And say, hey, this is what I'm thinking, because obviously that's a fairly bold stance to take. That you believe did they disintegrate the organization? I mean, to get an F. I mean, so
a team
pick
that
up a phone and call and say, hey. I mean, the NFL gives us the black book. You've got 50 names of every reporter that's ever thought about covering all 32 teams.
Tell people what the black book is.
The league provides it every year to media across the league that cover the league, and it gives you for each team the reporters that cover the team. It's got their cell numbers. It's got their emails. I mean, you literally couldn't have a greater resource.
That if you do a radio show and you hear a show in Cincinnati, get the Dallas beat writer on, they get the number out of the black book. For people that don't know, that's what it is.
Yes, and so again, just and I would imagine if he had done that, it would have been like, well, no, they got both their coordinators back when they thought they might lose them both. Like just right there, that alone. Now, if he says, well, I'm doing it more on players that they lost and players that they gained, then it's like, all right, yeah, they lost Travis Etienne and they lost Devin Lloyd. I mean, above average to good players in this league, but nothing that anybody around the league would view as a crippling loss. And so it just doesn't make sense. But again, this goes to the whole, well, if I give them this grade, it's going to create a reaction and people are going to,
and I'm going to make more money.
Unfortunately, yes, that's the
world
case,
we're in. So it'll be, anyway, so I think the Jags, one other thought about the Jags, I said this during headlines, the Jags play in Orlando in 27. They don't play in Orlando in 26. So you're thinking, well, duh, Frank, everybody knows that. Well, apparently everybody doesn't know it because there's been a lot of confusion that people think the Jags are. Go buy your Jags season tickets because they're going to play here. They're going to play here, 8 home games, 6 regular season home games, limited capacity. 43,000 is going to be the capacity as they renovate the stadium. But for anybody that's wondering, the Jags do not play their home games in Orlando this year. They play them here. Go watch the Jags play. We're going to talk some baseball after this. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This World Cup soccer update is laced up by Valvoline Instant Oil Changes and Houston's Meats.
Westwood One Sports presents this World Soccer Update. We have a final in Dallas as Spain moves on to its second ever appearance in a World Cup final, defeating France 2-0 in the semifinal. The scoring started with a penalty kick won by Lamine Yamal and scored by Mikel Oyarzabal in the 22nd minute, marking the first time France had trailed in the entire tournament. Spain took that lead into halftime and came out in control in the second half. A long possession sequence from back to front led to Spain's second in the 58th minute. Pedro Porro combined with Dani Olmo, getting a one-on-one opportunity that Porro slotted right past goalkeeper Mike Maignan. France went most of the game without star defender William Saliba, who came off with a non-contact injury 30 minutes in, and now France's dream for a third World Cup title comes to an end. Spain advances to the final on Sunday. They await the winner between England and Argentina. I'm Lucas Panzico, Westwood One Sports.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more, or visit tremfyaradio.com.
It's Christmas in July at Beard's Diamonds with as much as 40% off everything in the store. Maybe it's time to treat yourself to a fabulous fashion ring, necklace, or bracelet. You can do it now and save as much as 40% off Beard's already unbeatable prices. And don't forget, Beard's is the town center's locally owned diamond superstore. Don't settle for the corporate chain store experience when you can get the value, service, and attention you deserve. Don't miss Christmas in July. Save up to 40% exclusively at Beard's Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center.
Frank Frangie here. I've been telling you about Stanley Pools for years. But you know my favorite thing about this family-owned company? They take such good care of my pool. All I have to do is relax and enjoy it. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and their weekly maintenance makes owning a pool effortless. You can trust Stanley Pools to build your pool or upgrade it. They've done both for me. Call 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
If you only knew what Oh No.
Tell me something I don't know.
Catch the man who knows Jacksonville football.
John Osher.
Weekdays on 1010XL. Served up by Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree draft.
Looking for ways to save on your JEA bill? We're on it. When it comes to your utilities, the less you use, the more you can save. That's why JEA offers ways to help you manage your usage and avoid higher than expected bills. Use our online tools to monitor your usage throughout the month. Schedule a free irrigation or energy efficiency assessment and get personalized tips to save. And with JEA rebates, you can save when upgrading to more efficient equipment. Find more ways to save at JEA.com.
Tom McManus here for Armstrong Fence Company, a locally owned First Coast business for nearly 20 years. Hurricane season is here. Don't wait for the first storm warning. Your fence is your first line of defense. Loose boards, weak posts, or damage can turn into big problems when high winds come around. Armstrong Fence Company handles repairs and builds from stadiums to backyards. Get a pre-storm fence check today. Call Armstrong Fence Company or search online. Armstrong Fence Company. Yeah, we did the fence.
Hey, it's Tony from Tony D's New York Pizza. If dinner seems expensive, come grab a pizza that's hot, fresh, and affordable. Feed the whole family without spending a ton. Tony D's New York Pizza. Easy, quick, and always a good call.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Lauren Brooks. If your vehicle needs tires or repairs, don't let the timing throw off your budget. At Big Chief Tire, qualified customers can take advantage of 6 months of free financing with the CFNA credit card, making it easier to get the service you need without waiting. Safe, reliable transportation shouldn't have to wait until next month. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com to apply for the credit card and schedule your appointment today.
I-9 Sports is year-round. Fun for kids 3 and up. From North Jacksonville to Fleming Island, Neptune Beach to Orange Park, I-9 Sports makes it convenient for you with their 1-day-per-week commitment with practice before the game. It's easy to fit it into your schedule. Log on to i9sports.com and register now for fall and winter. Flag football, hoops, baseball, soccer, volleyball, and multi-sport. There's something for every youngster in North Florida. Fall and winter registration open right now at i9sports.com. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount.
I've spent 20 plus years around scoreboards, and here's what they don't tell you. Every number up there is somebody's story. So when I heard a number last week, I had to sit with it. Hacker here, Paige from Awaken 180 told me their clients just lost 1 million pounds. 1 million. That stopped me cold because I know exactly what my 120 was worth. Moving better, feeling better, down from over 300. Now multiply that feeling. My 120 is stacked in there with somebody's first 10. Somebody's knee that finally quit barking. Somebody stepping on a scale this morning and pumping their fist in an empty bathroom thanks to Awaken 180. That's not a stat. That's a whole stadium's worth of hometown wins. The scoreboard's still running. A doable program, a plan built specifically for you, coaching that adjusts as you go, and free support for life. 1 million pounds down and counting. The next win should be yours. Awaken 180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Nimnick Tuesday on The Frangie Show. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
Right, Frangie Hayes, Carline, JJ LaSelva with you as we continue along on an Nimnick Tuesday. Thanks to my friends from the Nimnick family of dealerships. Nimnick Chevrolet's on Cassett, Nimnick Buick GMC's on Phillips Highway. Jordan Walker was a surprise winner last night of the home run derby. By the way, he makes $790,000.
Yeah.
He made more. The $1 million last night is more than his salary.
That's awesome.
It is, so now he had a lot of bonus money. He's a first-round pick, but still interesting stuff. So when he won, he made this comment. The one thing he wanted to talk about is that he hoped this would inspire black children to play baseball. I'm going to read the quotes. Quote, I hope it means a lot to them. I want to be a role model for the black kids. I want more black kids in baseball. Hopefully this raises some awareness. He continues on, and I quote, I know a lot of them are playing basketball, football route, but I want them to know the baseball route is open to them too. And there are a lot of kids that are athletic enough and mentally strong enough, black kids that can play this game, and I want to see them do it. Well, the reality of that is this. When you're 6 and 7 years old, you don't pick your sport. Your parent, your guardian, your teacher, your coach guide you into various sports. Now, you take the one, or if you stay in sports, you take the one or other and stay there. But those choices aren't made for you when you're 5 years old. They're just not. So what happens is parents and guardians do the best they can with what they can afford. Well, baseball has become so ridiculously expensive that I say rec leagues, the casual baseball family can't participate. So realistically, the baseball that is the best is either at private schools or in St. Johns County, or around here, suburban areas. Gloves are $300. Bats are $400. So these travel teams that can afford all that, and I'm not faulting travel baseball. I was involved in it for a long time. This is not a diss on travel baseball. But the reality is that if you want to play baseball at the youth level, you pretty much have to play travel or there's no access. Well, if you're a kid without much money, you can't do it. And that's the point he was making. I've said this, this stat was in this story, but I knew the stat. The percentage of African-American baseball players in the 70s, ballpark in the 70s. And that's when I grew up watching baseball with Joe Morgan and Frank Robinson and Willie McCovey and Willie Stargell and Hank Aaron and blah, 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 blah. Those are our heroes. 27% of Major League Baseball players were African-American men, not men born in Puerto Rico or the Dominican, but black men born in America. It was 27%. That number is now 6%. I did see in this story that it went up from 6% in 24 to 6.2% in 25. That it was back in 91. I didn't know all this. I knew the 70s and I knew now. Back in 91, it was 18%. So you saw it was starting to dwindle. Well, if we can, and by the way, this isn't a call. I'm not pounding the pulpit for walk-off charities. That's not why I'm doing this. I mean, if you listen to the show, you know about walk-off charities, and we think it's gained some traction in town, in part because of the show, and I'm grateful to the people that have helped it. So, but whether it's soccer, we read a lot about soccer having the same concerns why American soccer hasn't grown the way you would want it to, that if you don't make it available for children that can afford it when they're 5, 6, and 7 years old, they're never going to take to it when they're older. That's the point Jordan Walker is making the point, God bless him, that if kids will give it a chance, they'll take to baseball. Well, the reality is that it's not their choice. And I think that's the sad part about it. And so again, this sounds like I'm pounding the pulpit for walk-off. I promise you that's not the point of this. But it's why we started it 9 years ago, and it's why we've been very blessed to gain some traction with it. But I hope we can make sports available, soccer, baseball, sports that are very expensive and become suburban sports because of that. I hope one day we can make more of those sports available to more kids. I think that's the point. I think that's the point he was making.
Without a doubt. And you just wonder, it's like, okay, so what's a solution? How could we go about this? And obviously charities are wonderful, but it makes you think, is there anything we could do on like a federal government level where we're giving a tax break, something, an incentive, a financial incentive for for certain economic demographic citizens, that if they can prove that they've put their kids into baseball, soccer, something like that, that we're willing to help with the cost of that on a national level. Because the national pride that we had for the soccer team was incredible. I mean, just incredible. Imagine if we were able in the next 25 years to get to a point where we could really be a contender for a World Cup. I mean, now it's clear we're like in college football, we'd be a team that can qualify for a bowl game, but we're not going to the playoff. Like that's, we've got a ceiling, and that ceiling is like the Outback Bowl. We're not going to play for the national title or anything like that. But in time we could, but it almost seems like you'd have to have some program on a federal level where, and again, the only thing that people are going to respond to is money.
Yeah.
So is there some program that could be conceived so that, kids that are not going to have the financial opportunity to get into baseball or get into soccer are allowed to do that, and the parent or guardian that does that gets a financial reward, as opposed to putting them in sports like football and basketball that already have an incredible amount of athletic talent.
Yeah, I didn't. And by the way, as it pertains to soccer, I didn't know. I read all, when the American team lost, you read more about soccer and people, why are we not as good as whatever country? And my belief has always been, and I think it's still probably true, but kids in other countries are kicking a soccer ball the minute they can walk. Our kids are playing these other sports, and I think all that's true. But I did not know the part that American soccer is so expensive, because I couldn't understand why it is. Baseball, like it or not, gloves are expensive, bats are expensive, equipment's expensive. I don't know much about soccer, but I thought if you had a soccer ball, that's it. I didn't realize that the money that goes into travel soccer and the money, I guess I never knew that was a thing. Now I read a lot about it. So you're right. If there's incentives, in the meantime, what we need to do is we need to raise a bunch of money and go put uniforms on kids and help them play and pay for their coaches and and hopefully we'll be able to do that. So, but I appreciate Jordan Walker's comments. And let me say this too before we break. There are organizations, I'm sure they have them in soccer. There's organizations, but the RBI program in baseball is a really well-intended program. It's reviving baseball in the inner city. RBI, it's a Major League Baseball initiative. MLB develops as a sidebar to it, and the intentions are very good. Major League Baseball's put a lot of money into it, but you're only as good as your boots on the ground. And so no matter how much you try out of New York to spread the word, if you don't have someone in Cleveland, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Jacksonville, wherever, to kind of, it's just hard to do it. You're as good as your boots on the ground. So hopefully that'll happen. I appreciate Jordan Walker's comments. If you listen to this show a lot, you've probably heard that more than you want to hear it. But it was an opportunity to talk about it, so we did. We'll take a break. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
This is Hayes Carline for Harold and Harold. After an accident, everything can feel chaotic and stressful. You're dealing with insurance calls, medical appointments, car repairs, and for most people, it's stressful and unfamiliar territory. That's where Harold and Harold comes in. Their team knows how overwhelming this time can be, and they guide you through every step of the process so you're never left wondering what comes next. If you've been injured and need someone in your corner, call Harold and Harold at 251-1111.
Lauren Brooks here. If you're like most of us at 1010XL, you have a long list of things you want to get done around the house before football season begins. Do yourself a favor and make an appointment today to check out Closets by Design's new showroom on Phillips Highway, especially the incredible garage. Closets by Design can help turn any garage into a custom organized space. Call 904-878-9393 to schedule your free in-home design consultation and get 40% off plus an additional 15% off and free installation, or online closetsbydesign.com.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
There's a simpler and easier way to get your construction permits. PermitRockstar.com. PermitRockstar.com has a team of rock stars, construction rock stars that fight the permit battle for you. The Permit Rockstar platform can virtually automate and submit your permit paperwork, eliminating mistakes, and their private provider can save you weeks on plan reviews and virtual inspections. Get your permits faster. PermitRockstar.com. Stop waiting on permits and get back to building. PermitRockstar.com.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Tailgaters parking is approaching sellout for this upcoming season. Permanent restrooms, all-day security, and on-site restaurant pavilion. Due to stadium construction, your previous parking may be gone. Log on to tailgatersparking.com today.
AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com.
Celebrate America's birthday in July as Kuhn Flowers offers an amazing rose special. ET here for Kuhn Flowers, and you can buy a dozen roses in July for only $49.95. Any color, any mix, any combination. Log on to KuhnFlowers.com and celebrate.
Hey, gang, Prosser here again for my friends Chad and Sandy at Chad and Sandy Realty. To maximize price on your home, you need more than a sign in the yard. You need a proven expert with an aggressive marketing plan. That's why more homeowners are turning to Chad and Sandy Realty. Chad and Sandy's Market Max system is a proven plan. It's going to get your home sold fast for maximum price. Need to sell now? Chad and Sandy have instant offers. Fast, easy, stress-free. But this is bottom line. Using their proprietary Market Max system, Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold
at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. No required repairs. Pick your move date. No long-term contracts. Just listen to Eric and Jason, brothers in Villa San Jose. After losing our parents, my brother and I were left with a family home to sell. After 196 days on the market with another agent, it just sat there. We heard Chad and Sandy on the radio, gave them a call, got full asking price less than 27 days. So call the local agents who guarantee to sell your homes. Call Chad and Sandy today at 414-6200 or chadandsandy.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, a lot of moments here. I'd say the golden moment, though, was when we were talking about that trip next week to the SEC Media Days and the legacies that are Vernell Brown III, Miles Graham, and others with the Gator football program. It's going to be a very special, very interesting year as we get closer and closer to it. So it's going to be exciting, and that was kind of the golden moment today. We'll say hello to Hacker in just a minute. Final thoughts. Will you watch the All-Star game? Will you watch it all?
Probably not.
Will you turn it on?
I mean, I could sit here.
I mean, you stop by.
Lie to you, Frank, but
you turn it on just a lot. Why don't you turn it on, watch 5 minutes, then lie and say you watched it?
I may
you're
do
really
that.
not lying then.
I could see, part of this. I will say, it's my daughter Avery's 18th birthday.
Oh,
so
okay.
Happy birthday, Avery. So yeah, so we're hanging out tonight, and we'll celebrate throughout the week. But so I do have something tonight in terms of that. But
Avery's 18th birthday?
Isn't that crazy?
How about that?
I know.
She was like 12 yesterday.
Adult.
How about that? You were so old.
I know.
You were one old dude.
I can feel it. I feel like the guy in Last Crusade that drank from the wrong grail.
I do.
And it's just like aging by the second. But anyway, but if I mean, I would say like normal, and obviously I'll be done and the game will still be going on. I always like to get a sense of the environment and, so if it's a close game, I might pay attention to it, but it's not something that, and even if I didn't have a major milestone tonight in my family, like I definitely wouldn't watch start to finish. But I'd probably pop in just to get a sense of it at some point and maybe watch the end.
Well, Avery being 18 is a major milestone. Great. So congratulations to you and your family. JJ, you don't have any family stuff going on this week, do you? Anytime?
Actually.
Not for anything of.
Tonight might be our last dinner together alone, so we are going out.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I will probably catch a few innings, but.
So you are going out tonight?
I am. Okay. Yeah. This is like our. She has her last appointment tomorrow, and then Friday is supposed to be the inducement. So it could happen. It could happen tonight. It could happen right now, honestly. But yeah, we are going out to dinner tonight, thinking that this is probably our last alone time for a while.
Yeah.
Alone dinner for a while.
That is really cool.
Yeah, and by the way, the good thing is, if Blake has the baby as early as 2 tomorrow afternoon, JJ will here to produce the show. Okay, I mean we do have a show to do.
She knows I gotta work.
Yeah, I mean we do have a show to do, for God's sake. I mean we don't want to be crazy.
Shout out to 1010 Wingstop and the boys at XL Primetime. By the way, they're doing like a diaper drive tomorrow where the fans are coming, and
that's great.
And they're getting free wings for it. So it's been really cool.
That is fantastic, and
we have a really cool family at 1010.
Yeah,
I don't take that for granted.
I was just going to bring you a bottle of bourbon.
I would gladly take that over some damn diapers.
Oh, well,
Dad's got a dad.
Yeah, that's
right,
exactly. Trust me on this, So that's exactly right. So, by the way, my daughter was born on Tuesday. I covered Florida, Georgia on Saturday. But my wife appreciated the 3 days in between. I think she really did. They were 3 doggone good dad days, okay?
Yeah.
I was a damn good dad those 3 days, okay?
Wanted you gone after that
that's
anyway.
exactly right. So she did. So, all right, we're almost out of time. The All-Star game is tonight. I'm excited about that. I will be watching the All-Star game. Again, I didn't watch the gimmicky stuff isn't for me, but the All-Star game is, so I'm looking forward to that. Let's take a break. We'll say hello to Hacker and wrap the program after this.
It's the ride home with The Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's VSIN Action Update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The British Open getting underway on Thursday at Royal Birkdale in Southport, England, the final men's major of the season. Scotty Scheffler is the defending champion, winning last year at Royal Portrush. He is plus 700 to win his second consecutive claret jug. Last week, he missed the cut at the Scottish Open. Rory McIlroy, he's plus 850 to win his second British Open. Tommy Fleetwood is yet to win a major. He's at plus 1,500 to win this week at Royal Birkdale. Matt Fitzpatrick also plus 1,500. John Rahm, the best bet from the Live Tour, plus 2,000. Xander Schauffele, who won the 2024 Open Championship, is at plus 2,500.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1010 XL.
Here's some advice I've learned over the years. The best time to fix something around your house is before it forces you to. Don't wait until your plumbing fails, your septic system backs up, or your AC quits on the hottest weekend of the summer. This month, Rooter is making it easier to stay ahead of the problem. Save $250 on a whole home repipe or redrain, $50 on any septic service, and $500 on a new AC system. When you're stuck, call Rooter, 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Florida sun, hurricane winds, driving rain. Your roof takes a daily beating. That's why Endless Summer Roofing installs fortified roofs. Engineered for Florida with superior wind protection and impact resistance. Better yet, a fortified roof may even qualify you for insurance discounts. A stronger roof and potentially lower insurance bills? That's a win-win. Endless Summer Roofing. Built, fortified, built for Florida. Visit endlesssummerroofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Awaken 180 clients have just reached the 1 million pounds down mark. 1 million pounds. A city of people. That's thousands of people who reclaim their lives the easy way, the medication-free way. What's stopping you? Awaken180weightloss.com.
It's almost time to kick off the 2026 season at the bank. Whether you want to be at the center of it all as a season ticket member, lock in 3 or more games with a bundle at the bank, or cheer on the Jags at your most anticipated matchup, there's a way for everyone to be a part of the action. Seating is limited, so don't wait. Secure your tickets now by visiting jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000.
Prosser here. The FIFA World Cup is entering its biggest matches, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. On Kalshi, you can trade every match from the opening stage all the way to the final. I'm looking at Argentina. They could win it all. They won't see France until the final game, and right now trading around 18% to win. That means a $100 trade pays out $514 if they win the cup. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market. That means there's no house, and as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code 1010XL. You'll get $10 when you trade 10. Kalshi, Kalshi. Trade the beautiful game. 18 and over only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
Santa Claus normally avoids Florida this time of year, but not this year. Christmas in July is happening right now at Beard's Diamonds. Get up to 40% off now through July 27th. Beard's showcases are stocked with all new fashion jewelry, exquisite colored gemstone pieces, and the best selection of diamonds in North Florida. Rounds, emerald cuts, princess cuts, cushion cuts, ovals, from a half carat to 10 carats and more. Come and find the perfect engagement ring now at Beard's and save up to 40%. Beard's Diamonds at the shops at Town Center and online at beardsdiamonds.com.
It's summertime, and Aleve is here to keep you on the go. Whether it's planes, trains, or automobiles, Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of back pain relief with just one dose, you'll get to your destination and be ready for your next adventure. So pack your sunscreen, your shades, and your Aleve. No matter where your final stop, Aleve will keep you moving. From sun up to sundown, Aleve's got your back this summer. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
1010XL is a proud supporter of the Alive Credit Union Greater Jacksonville Kingfish Tournament, July 9th through 18th. Fish for fun and prizes and support Jacksonville Marine charities. Learn more at kingfishtournament.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Nimnik Tuesday on The Frangie Show. Nimnik, your friends in the car business since 1941.
We do thank our friends from the Nimnik family dealership. A few minutes to go, and we'll say hello to Hacker in just a second. Frank, Frangie, Hayes, Carlin, JJ LaSelva with you. JJ, did you see where there's now a one Thursday game? Have you seen this?
The Mets-Phillies?
Yeah, that's the only game.
Is that a rain makeup or something like that?
It doesn't matter. If my team can't play, why is anybody playing? But what they used to do is your All-Star break would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then some games would be Thursday. Well, now all of them are Friday, so they give them Thursday too. I can tell you a story. When I was a kid, as you know, my uncle was a third base coach for the Pirates, and I can remember being at my aunt and uncle's house, and in fairness to them, that's the only time they get away. So Johnstown's about 50 miles from Pittsburgh, and that's when they opened Three Rivers Stadium. It was that year, and they opened it at the All-Star break. They
Very odd.
Very odd. They literally opened it after the All-Star breaks when they play. So they'd been playing at Old Forbes Field forever. And I can remember being at my aunt's house, and they played their Sunday game, and my uncle was the third base coach. This was like 1970, maybe 69, maybe 71, somewhere, whenever they opened it. And so we're there on Monday, and he's going to have three days off. And Danny Murtaugh, the legendary manager, managed both World Series teams, Danny Murtaugh calls the house and says, we're practicing Wednesday because we've never been under the lights. So we're practicing under the lights of the new stadium. My aunt was furious. I can still remember my aunt.
got vacation.
I can remember my aunt yelling at my uncle. My uncle goes, I'm the third base coach for the Pittsburgh Pirates. This is Clemente, Stargell. This is all of them, right? And my aunt is chewing his ass, okay, about the fact that he's got to go to work on Saturday. Sometimes you just remember things when you're a kid. And I said, I'm going to leave the room. they're yelling at each other. My mom was there. My mom left the room. We were bailing, okay, so because he had to go work on Wednesday, the day before they kind of resumed. So that kind of stands out in my mind. Let's bring in a friend. Really, I don't know if you know this.
Honestly, yeah.
Did you hear the news?
He's like a brother to me.
Did you hear I don't know if you heard the news or not. We renamed the show.
I don't blame you.
Let's say hello.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Did you tell everybody that the show's now the Hacker Show? Have you been bragging? Did you change your business card or no?
Haven't changed the business card yet. It was kind of weird not coming in at 4 o'clock, though. I got to be honest.
You don't know what happened yesterday, okay? So I was out last week, and then I came back this week. Well, I'd forgotten that you had stuff yesterday.
Yeah, I had a colonoscopy.
Okay. Well, I wasn't gonna say it to you, Toll.
It was a lot of fun.
I know.
About to say it.
Don't be jealous.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know. Yesterday was a lot of fun. I bet Sunday was even more fun. And So Hayes was out yesterday with the colonoscopy, but I had forgotten. And Hacker, way more organized than me, texted me in the morning. He goes, "Hey, I know you were out last week. Just want to remind you, Hayes is out. Do you want me to stop by?" And what I should have done is say, "Hacker, what, you think I don't know what's going on? You think I don't know my own show? Of course I know. What's the matter with you?" But the truth was I'd forgotten. So I said, "Well, Hack, if you're like in the neighborhood."
Well, here I am looking at the text to Frank. I'm like, do I send this? Does this sound pompous? How is he going to receive this?
God bless
Don't
him.
you need me, Frank?
Yeah, right. Yeah, and the answer is yes. Yes, it is. So, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. I'm good. Home Run Derby was fun last night.
Did you watch it?
I did.
I didn't watch any.
I was upset when Caglione got knocked out in the first round.
It went any good?
Although he did go to the triple decker, I think. He hit that thing like 480 feet. It was one of the best ones of the night. But it was a fun little piece of drama there towards the end.
I said it. I told you this yesterday. I said it again today. I'm a baseball snob. I hate that about myself. But we are who we are. It just still feels too gimmicky to me. I know people love it, and it brings more people to the game. So I'm glad we do it, and I'm not faulting it. But for me personally, now I'll watch tonight.
Yeah, about to say you'll watch the game.
Now, because one thing about a baseball All-Star game is a real game.
Yeah,
it isn't the we still have the Pro Bowl games, whatever we call it now. The NBA All-Star. Nobody tries in these other All-Star games. This will be a game. These guys are trying to win the game. So I'll be watching that tonight. So there you go.
Yeah, I'll watch it too. I wish home field advantage was still. I actually like that. I know baseball purists did not.
This time it matters.
I actually thought that was cool.
JJ, comment on that, please. JJ, the stage is yours, please.
JJ, put down that steel chair.
Yeah. Let's just say I didn't love it.
Yeah, this time it matters.
This time it matters. Yeah.
And it was all because C-League screwed it up with that tie.
Right. So there you go. What's coming up? What are you doing?
Yeah, doing some football talk. Your buddy Mike Huguenin is going to join
Love
midnight.
you.
College Football Encyclopedia. He's going to stop by. JP Acosta as well of CBS Sports. And I'm going to kind of give my thoughts on the Houston Texans. It's the middle of July, and I'm already tired of the Texans.
Yeah, you going to rip them?
I'm gonna give my thoughts and my perspective on what I think about the Houston Texans.
Hacker Nation, Hacker After Dark comes on just a bit. Hack, thanks
guys.
All right, that'll do it for our program. Tomorrow, same bad time, same bad channel, right here in studio. We're out of here. Don't go anywhere. Hackers next. For Hayes and JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.